What's going on, guys? Jay the Black is Salute to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Falcons edge rusher James Pearce Jr. James Pearce Jr. Has been suspended for the first 8 games of the season due to a domestic dispute he had with his ex-girlfriend, Rickea Jackson, and he's going to have to forfeit millions of dollars. Now, he's on his rookie salary. He was a late first-round pick, but he's still on his rookie salary due to things that happened early in the year. And this could have been career threatening. And I'm going to tell you why these athletes need to stop dating women so early in their careers if they have certain jealousy streaks and they get a little obsessed and manic like he did, because he's a talented football player. This guy had 10 sacks in his first season in the NFL, which shows you he was I would say, he lived up to the hype of being drafted. He was in the running for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And he could have thrown it away due to his feelings and him not wanting to let go of Rickea. And that's what this boils down to. These young athletes are willing to crash out when they really don't need to. This is why you don't get into serious relationships early in your career. You should be focusing on the task at hand, the job that you have, at least the first 5 years of your professional career, because you're trying to get that second contract. You're not going to get that if you're running behind women who clearly don't want to be with you. And then you have like a whole episode where you're resisting arrest from police and you're just acting very erratic. And for a guy with his talent and what he's capable of achieving, he's throwing it all away for his feelings. So we're going to get into the millions of dollars he's looking to lose. Because again, the Falcons could take all his money from him if they want to with this 8-game suspension. He's lucky he's still in the NFL. He really is. Because what he did could have gotten him released, but the Falcons were never going to release him. He's just too talented, too good. The Falcons, I believe, probably sent lawyers with him to get this whole thing settled. We're going to get into detail because he got a very favorable deal. Very favorable deal. The Atlanta Falcons now know James Pearce Jr. will miss the first 8 games of the regular season. Now the full cost of his suspension is coming into focus, and it goes well beyond the games. The NFL suspended Pearce 8 games for violating his personal conduct policy stemming from his February arrest. The financial hit and the timing of his absence only make things worse for him and Atlanta. The suspension carries a steep price tag for the second-year edge rusher, according to Spotric. Pearce will lose $446,000 in base salary over the 8 games. However, the team can claw back even more. The Falcons can recoup $982,000 of Pearce's signing bonus as a result of the conduct violation, a standard procedure in these cases, but it doesn't stop there. It gets worse. The guarantee on the remaining $6.65 million of Pearce rookie deal through 2028 is now voided. That's not good. That means the Falcons are no longer contractually locked into that money, giving the team far more flexibility and far less security for Pearce on a contract that was fully guaranteed when he signed as a first-round pick. Do you see the consequences to stupidity and simp-like behavior and having a simp manic episode over a woman that's replaceable? No disrespect to Rickea, but she's replaceable. It's an expensive term for a player who looked like a steal a year ago, despite the former regime trading a 2026 first-round pick to jump back into that year's opening round, which actually was a good choice for them. But long-term, will it be, right? Pearce led the Falcons with 10.5 sacks as a rookie and set a franchise rookie record with 45 quarterback pressures, finishing third in defensive Rookie of the Year voting. His production made fifth-year option and a future second contract looked like a done deal. They probably would have extended him next year. I believe if James Pearce Jr. would have had a great season this year, they probably would extend him by the end of the year, because the more time goes on and the more he does well, it gets more and more expensive. So I could have seen them re-upping his money by the end of this season if he played well, right? He still may play well, but are they going to extend him? That's the thing. The suspension now complicates all of it. Pearce's 8-game absence covers a punishing stretch of the schedule, and the Falcons will navigate it without both of their first-round edge rushers they drafted. That is true, because Jalen Walker, he's the other edge rusher that they drafted in the first round. He's out for the season. The Falcons schedule weeks 1 through 8 feature multiple top 10 offenses from 2025, and they'll be without both James Pearce Jr. and Jalen Walker. Walker, the number 15th overall pick a year ago, tore his ACL in an August 4th practice and will miss the entire 2026 season. He was coming off a strong rookie year of his own with 5.5 sacks and 36 tackles in 15 games, and had been one of the team's most talked about breakout candidates. Losing him for the year and Pearce for half of it guts a pass rush the Falcons spent 2 first-round picks to build in 2025. And you know what's interesting? They fired the GM that drafted these guys before the season, or after last season. And then they brought in Kevin Stefanski, who may end up fired himself down the line. The schedule offers little mercy. Over the 8 games, Pearce will miss. Atlanta faces the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Carolina Panthers, the Green Bay Packers, the New Orleans Saints, the Baltimore Ravens, Chicago Bears, San Francisco 49ers, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with 4 of those on the road. Now I want to get to this, because this is a key part of this commentary. His ex-girlfriend, Rickea Jackson, actually dropped the restraining order. Let's get into it. This was back in May. The Atlanta Falcons haven't said much about edge rusher James Pearce Jr. since he was arrested on multiple charges, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, fleeing and eluding police, and resisting an officer. But we finally have some clarity on the situation. According to Daniel Flick of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, Pearce will enter a 1-year intervention program, which could ultimately result in all of his charges being dropped. See what happens when you have great lawyers? Pearce's ex-girlfriend also reportedly dismissed her restraining order. Now, I know this is not going to be a popular thing to say, but I have to say it. How much y'all want to bet that this situation, had some doing on her side and his? We know what he did, right? But we don't know why he crashed out. It can't just be as simple as she didn't want to be with him. People are trying to say there could be another person involved in the picture, and that's why he crashed out, because he was at the Super Bowl events, and then he just abruptly left to go confront her for whatever reason. But still doesn't excuse what he did, right? What he did is the worst way of going about it. That's why I say if a girl don't want to be with you, or if a situation is not good, then you leave it and you move on, because you have a lot to lose. James Pearce Jr. accepted an offer from Miami-Dade County to participate in a state-issued intervention program. His attorney, Yale Sanford, told the Atlanta Journal-Constitution on Tuesday, wrote Flick, the program, once set for 6 months, has been upgraded to a year at the request of the state. Sanford also shared that WNBA player Rickea Jackson, Pearce's ex-girlfriend, dismissed the permanent restraining order she once pursued. While Pearce has a good chance of getting his charges dropped, he may still face punishment from the league, according to is it Shireen Williams of NBC Sports. The NFL has yet to conclude its investigation into Pearce for a possible violation of the personal conduct policy. Well, we already got that update here. We got the update here. James Pearce Jr. is very lucky that they didn't suspend him for the year. But the thing is, and I think this is key, he may lose a lot of guaranteed money this year and throughout his rookie contract, all because he had an episode when he should have just let things be. It don't matter what she may have done in the long run, because your career matters. You got family who probably depend on you, and then you pull this. The craziest thing about this is that she was, Rickea Jackson, she was right there with him when he got drafted, with him and his family. She was right there, right? Some people were shocked, but, they've been dating each other since college. And she was right there with them on draft night. And now this dude is fighting for his career, because he's going to be on a very short leash, but the Falcons could be very petty and not pay him or take money back from him that they've already paid him. They could make him literally play his rookie contract out and then hit him with the franchise tag. These teams will do that. If these teams don't feel like you're reliable and they feel like you're going to be a problem, they will string out any type of extension. And it was all because he couldn't leave Rickea alone. Sometimes when you're out there dealing with women, you gotta say to yourself, is it worth it? Is me crashing out actually worth it? Sometimes it's better to just walk away. You feel better when you can walk away from a situation, because you realize you have a lot more to lose. And in this situation, I just don't think that he really understood it. Maybe he understands it now. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like the video, share it. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Check out all the videos on this channel, and I'll see y'all next one.